To make a great film, you need three things: the script, and the script. Well, so said Alfred Hitchcock. There's no movie on God's green earth that was ever a success because it was winging it without a script. A bit of improvisation, great. Some ad-libs and outtakes, brilliant. But no script, or only a vague idea, failure. If it's so important, there ought to be a tried and tested formula, right? Do A, then B, and all the way through the letters, and then hey presto, a blockbuster. Well, not quite. But there is a craft to any writing, and as best as I can, I want to share it with you. All storytelling starts with an instinct about the story that needs to be told. In the world of YouTube, that may just come down to knowing what comes next in a how-to series. So take that instinct and get researching. You might want to use Ubersuggest or keyword planning to find out if you're on target for your audience and find out what else is already out there, or you must just go on your instincts and knowledge. Either way, make notes based on the key ideas and assumptions. At this early stage, it's not important to have an order. Notes are freeform, and it's where anything is allowed. In our experience, you'll know you've got good ideas when your experience intersects with a bit of research along the lines of, I can explain that better. Write that down. Once you've got a nice swirl of ideas, it's time to add some structure. At its simplest, this structure is just a beginning, a middle, and an end. There's more to it, of course, but for now, this is fine. Just start clumping your notes into those sections. Now, to get more focused, you'll need a shopper's pivot. There's a whole video on beginnings, but the basic idea is that you need something that acts like a shop window display that gets the right shopper to pivot from walking past and take interest. It's about giving context to your target audience. One of the ideas from any section will stand out as being entertaining in some way. Perhaps there's a metaphor that can sum up the problem your video will solve. You ought to know it when you see it. Move that piece of information to the beginning and make it an arresting way to start. If it feels like your audience is coming in the middle of a conversation, you've got it right. Write the rest of your script. Let things happen. Accidents are good. Write and reflect in equal measure and keep the tone conversational and chatty. No matter what you're making for YouTube, audiences are most used to this style, so don't write prose. If it starts to sound like a textbook, ask yourself, how would I make this interesting to a friend who doesn't work in the same area? Now, get brutal in the editing suite. The scriptwriter's mantra is that you must kill your babies. Anything that doesn't work in delivering on the promise of your first instinct has to go. It's the best, most clever, or funny bits that are unfortunately irrelevant to the script that have to go in the bin. At this stage, you need to now play the information over again from your potential audience's viewpoint. Is it clear? Does it answer their questions? Does it leave them wanting more? Hint, it should. Ideally, you could put this in front of your target audience if you happen to know any of them, or you could ask a colleague. We'll be doing a video specifically on feedback, so make sure you subscribe to catch that one. In short, don't even try asking family or friends. Unless they really are inside your world and the subject, then they aren't good for feedback. Ask a colleague or supporter as a sounding board. Ask them specifically, here's what I'm trying to do, explain the audience and the outcome you're striving for, and then ask, does this work? Do not ever ask someone if they like it. Liking or not liking is irrelevant at this stage. The conversation should only be about whether it works or not, and if it doesn't, find out what it is and fix it. Now all you need to do is break up the text into chunks for filming. There you go, Alfred Hitchcock would be proud. And if he was here today, he'd say, watch this video to see that video I mentioned about how to create the best intros, or click here to subscribe. While you're at it, why not check out the link in the description to join our YouTube Unplugged club for our weekly tutorials, event invitations, and more. And now, I'm going to write myself out of my own story.